I have a bird who is unfortunately clipped because in my area you can't get a bird that isn't clipped, so that's just my reality. So we're going to talk a little bit about flight training clipped birds because it is a little bit different. Now, there are birds who have been butcher clipped, or older birds that have been clipped when they were younger and have developed a fear of flying. So we'll touch on that briefly, but that's a whole nother topic as far as the older birds go. So I'm not going to get into that too much. And yes, she's very vocal. So anyone who wanted a green-cheeked conure, if people tell you they're not vocal, they have a special one. They're not liars, but this one is loud is what I'll say. So we're not talking about birds that have a fear of flying. We're going to talk about birds that want to fly that are clipped. Now, if you have a bird who is butcher clipped, meaning they're so bad that they can hardly fly, then you're going to start with a walking recall. So let's get her down. Come here. Sola. Good girl. I can't see what I'm doing. The camera is helping. So a walking recall, good girl for stepping up and down. So a walking recall is exactly what it sounds like. You just put your hand out and you reward when they walk up on your hand. Now this is a foundation for flight. Going down, good girl. I'm gonna take that away. Because you want them to learn that your hand is a safe place to be. That's where they're supposed to head. Then look at how I'm holding her. My thumb is either going to be up to prevent her from running up my arm, or it's going to be on her foot. Oh goodness, yes! I was that is the motion for go to your perch, so I'm going to reward that. Now as you can see, she is somewhat flighted, so I'm going to put her on her perch again. Very good girl. And from there you want to do a tiny hop. Now one thing I want to point out is that we're very low to the ground, and that's a good station. We're very low to the ground, so if she falls, we're on carpet, so it's not too hard, and she can't fall very far. Oh, good spin, but that's not what I asked for. So from here, you literally just want them to step up. That's all you want. Oh, that was a big piece of walnut. Very good. She doesn't love, oh, she dropped it, that's okay. So just have them step up, step back down. If they don't like your hand, then immediately have them step back down. If they do like your hand, you can let them hang out. She wants to work, so I'm putting her right back down so we can get a new resetted behavior. And then you just slowly increase distance. The reason I don't have a video of me teaching her flight is because I thought, that'd be cool. It's actually, I think in my day one video, she just flies to me. You know, like, I didn't really ask for it, she just wanted to fly to me, so there wasn't really a process of training her to fly. Same thing with spin. I just basically was like, oh, I said it. I'll do it. I think that was just perfectly timed. She doesn't actually know the word, but I'll take it. You want to spin? Very good, girl. So with the clipped bird, and I can't get me and her in the shot because she's so small and the perch is so low to the ground, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. So you just slowly increase distance. Twig can fly, and we might be changing the name, but for now it's Twig. Twig can fly fairly far and fairly high, so oh, yes! So descending is both easier and harder. For a flighted bird, it's pretty hard to descend, so take advantage of when your bird is clipped, that you want them to, if they're naturally going down, just teach them to aim, and that can pay off in the end. I'm not going to call her because she just spun, and I don't want to pair the two, so we're just going to wait a second. And we're going to wait another second. Oh my goodness, she really wants a treat. All right, Twig. Yes, very good. And you might notice I'm saying the name instead of recall. I saw that on Bird Tricks and I wondered why they did it, but then I figured out it's because, it's because they have multiple birds, which I do now too. And so saying their name instead of saying come is basically so the birds don't get confused. You can also just use the hand signal. You see what I'm doing? And then sending them back, you turn and you lure up onto the perch. And you just do that further and further away, the same way you taught them to fly to you. Now I'm going to back this camera up and show you how she can do an ascending flight. Again, yours might not be able to. You want to figure out how high up your bird can go. I don't know if you guys could tell how there was more of a struggle there. But she's not having an easy time going up. She's just capable of doing it. But the key to to flight training clipped birds is to go at exactly their pace. And here's the part that people struggle with. You actually want to go at less than their pace. So I'm not going to have her fly as far as I know she can fly, because I don't want any chance of failure, because she can fall pretty fast like a rock. Like, she tried to fly to me when I wasn't ready for it this morning over wood floor, so this was like bad. And I didn't cue, oh, I guess I did cue it, that was your cue. And she just kept flapping as she slid across the floor. So the next rule, oh, she's struggling to go, so I'm going to lure. The next rule is catch the bird. If your bird takes off flying, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it. Whatever you have to do. I didn't see it coming, so obviously there's going to be failure points. But a bird can so easily, where'd your walnut go? Can so easily develop a fear of flying, especially if they're a baby like her and they learn that they can't trust their wings at all. That's why we're going, like I said earlier, at an easier pace than you would if they weren't flighted. I'm gonna check. That is not your cue, ma'am. So I have notes on this. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is. The only other thing I had written is to slowly build their confidence. So even if you've seen them fly further than they can go, they might not know how to aim for your hand. And the last thing I want to say is catching them. So I can bring you over here. The way to hold your arm is up. Oh, you're proving me wrong. What is this? Okay, I'm going to block her because I have a second hand, so she can't go up to my shoulder. Let's see if we can do... Nope, she's laying down. Let's see if we can lure her onto my hand instead if she's not stepping up onto my other hand. Is you can create a block with your thumb, or you can grab their foot. Now, I'm not pinching down, it's just a slight grab. You can also tilt your hand like this, so it's harder for them to go. And again, she's still in the learning process. Come on up. She's still in the learning process, which is why I want to do an example now and not when she already knows it. But we're just going to make it harder and harder for her to climb down. She could fly to my shoulder right now, so I'm going to reward her for staying. The longer she'll stay in this position, the more rewards she'll get, which is sort of like a station, but just stationing on your hand. And that's really the extent of what I know about flight training clipped birds. Now, there's a lot more to flight training, and I'm not an expert, or indoor flight training. I know nothing about outdoor flight training. But, oh, nope. You're just going to go down entirely. Come on. We're going to go up there. So use your environment. If your bird keeps trying to go to your shoulder, she loves my shoulder, so she's just not allowed up there at all right now. I don't even know what I was saying, so here she comes, right up on the leg. But yeah. Oh, I do remember. There's so much more to indoor flight training, right? And so I'm not going over all that. This is specifically clipped birds. So it's not all about every technique of flight training. There's so much to that. This is just the differences in clipped birds. So I recommend finding more information. Later on, I'll make some of flight training videos of what I'm doing with her. But overall, I'm just not an expert in it. So I'm gonna go through our journey specifically, not what you guys should be doing, if that makes sense. All right, looks like Twig's ready to go. So I'm gonna do some more training and you guys can have a good day.